Welcome to this Combat Mission Black Sea basic training video. In this video we are going to look at infantry commands for the 4 panels. If I just show you that. So we've got movement, combat, special and admin. But before we do that, I'm just going to go over a few little things that might help you out if you are very new to the game. Now you might be in situations in a battle or during the setup that your troops are a little spread all over the place and mixed in with other troops and you don't know who is who and where is where. So if you've got a unit that you're particularly concerned about, maybe it's out of command and control, one simple way of finding out where everyone is in the platoon is just to double click and everyone is lit up. If you want to find out and go straight to the platoon HQ or company HQ or whatever you're looking for, down here on the panel you can see you've got little green dots which indicates you are in command and control. It doesn't matter if they're actually got a red cross next to them, but if we just click on that, you can see we go straight to the HQ unit, but it has also deselected the unit we were using, and of course all you've got to do is double click to find everyone else. Okay, what I want to do now is just to have a quick discussion over movement legs before we actually look at the effects of what movement might have on you. So we've got basic movement commands which are fast, quick, move, slow, hunt and assault, although assault is more of a combat type of movement. Well, you could say the same for hunt as well. I click on fast and you can see the little highlighted boxes shows you the action points which your squad or company will move to. Now what we can do, if we come back, now all you need to do to get rid of legs is just to backspace. We need to move 2 of these forward at the same time, say the left flank and the right flank. Hold the shift key down and now you can see we've got 2 selected, but this one on the right is the one that is still flashing, and this will dictate the movement direction that you want to go. Now let me just show you what I mean by that. We put the end result here. You can see both are moving over towards the left. Equally, if I just do it straight ahead, you can see both are more or less moving straight ahead. Now obviously if you double clicked on the whole for the whole platoon, you can see the whole platoon has got movement lines moving forward and they're staggered end positions because it's an equal distance with the controlling selected unit where you've placed it. Now we can manipulate those movement legs, so if I just go here, let's do the basic one. Now if we highlight it, we just click on the leg, or you can click on the white dot if you like. We now left click and hold and we can move it wherever we like. Now let's again do this, so we can do 2 or 3 legs, and these are sort of waypoints. Now there are several things at this stage that we can do. One of the things is if we click on a leg, let's click this one, and we can maneuver it around. And you can see that these 2 legs have not moved at all. Could actually move it all the way up there, but it'd be a bit silly. We cannot delete a leg in between. So to get rid of multiple legs, just to make it 2 jumps, you'd have to get rid of several of the legs, and that's just by backspace. And now what we can do is we can pull that one out to there and this one there. Another thing we can do, we highlight the leg and we can change it to a different type of move. Another thing we can do, and let's just go onto the panel, and I usually use the P command to do this, but we can add a pause. And so once it reaches that position on the leg, it will wait 20 seconds before trying to complete the next part. If we want to add a pause here after we've added legs, then just make sure you haven't got a leg highlighted, and then we can hit the pause. You can see these guys are now going to pause for 15 seconds before they start this leg, and then that leg after 20 seconds. Right, now we're going to actually look at the different movement commands, and as you can see I've split the first and second squads, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. So we'll select our first team, we're going to hit the fast command, and we're going to have them running around about there. Our second team, I know it's not exactly straight, but that's fine with me. Quick, there, move here. Now I'm doing this to show you how the different move commands affect the state of the teams and the squads. These guys we're going to go slow. These guys we are just going to hunt. Now you may have noticed there that we've got the assault command for this squad, but we don't have it for these teams, and that's because there's not enough men to do an assault using the assault command in the team. Okay, so let's just hit the button and see what happens. And away they go. You can see these guys are running hard and fast. They are trying to get to their destination as quickly as possible. These guys on the quick, they are trotting to the location. We've got this team that are moving, just walking. These are using the slow command. You can see they're crawling along the ground. And these guys are using the hunt command, so they're very aware of what's going around them, or trying to be. The least onerous on the condition of your troops is the move command, and obviously running very fast is going to tire your men out very quickly. So is the slow, crawling along the ground, and also quick would then probably be the most tiring, followed by the hunt command. Now let's just have a quick look at the condition of the troops. You can see these guys are tired. Now they were given the fast command, and you can see this is now greyed out, and that is because they are tired. And also the remainder of their movement has changed to a quick. If we had that going on for a lot further, eventually they would revert to a move command and the quick would be greyed out. If you look on the troops that were given the quick command, you can see they're just rated as ready. Go back to the guys move, they're rested. The ones on slow, crawling forward, they're ready, but they're likely to get tired pretty quickly, and we'll see that in the next move. Here on the hunt, again they're ready. So these guys are not tiring out too quickly at the moment, but it's these ones who've travelled the furthest who are getting very tired, and it's affecting the way they're moving. Now at this point I'd also like to say, if you load your troops up with lots more equipment and ammunition from trucks, they will tire out a lot quicker. But let's see how they go after another minute of movement. Now these guys should be resting up a little bit now, because they've had probably a few seconds to after they've reached their point. They're still said to be tired. The ones with the quick command, they're just ready, so after a few minutes they're a little bit behind, but they've caught up and they are in better condition. So that would indicate really you want to use the fast command only over short distances. The ones using the move command, they're still rested. The ones crawling, now they're tired, and you can see the difference between their positions and everyone else at the front. The ones using the hunt command, they're still on ready state, but you can see they've been a lot slower, a little bit faster than the guys moving, maybe about twice the speed, a bit more possibly, but they're not moving very quickly. Right, so here we are with first squad up against the wall, and first of all we're going to look at the blast command before the assault. So we hit the blast command, and now you can see we've got these highlighted movement boxes, the action point, well, for where the action points would be. And to do the blast, if we just go here, you'll see what happens. Now there's no animation for them to set the charge or anything. You've got to rely on the fact that they are actually doing it. And if you look down here in the left hand corner where you've got the information on what the soldiers are doing, there is none of them saying that they are actually setting the charge itself. There you go, and you saw it in about the 25 seconds to go. So it takes about 35 seconds to blast the wall. And you can see them all running in. Now obviously that can be a bit dangerous because of troops in the building suddenly opening fire on them, and you might want to follow that movement through the wall with an assault command. There are plenty of threads and information on how to do this in more detail than I'm going to give you in this video, because it's a little bit beyond the scope of what I'm trying to do here on such a short period of time. So let's just go straight away with the assault command. So we hit the assault, and we're going to assault the building. So we click on it, and it tells us we've got 3 different levels to the building. So level 1 first of all, and what I usually do if I want to clear the building, I'll then go again, level 2, you can see it's going straight up, and I'll choose level 3. You can do things with splitting squads and having squads lower down, etc. And again, if you go onto the forums, there are plenty of threads and information on how to clear buildings. But let's see what this basic manoeuvre that I've done will actually achieve. So you can see we're actually split into two teams. The first team is going in, and these guys are doing more or less Overwatch. I should have done a face command towards the building itself. Now you see the second team is coming in, and they will reform with these guys to end that initial assault. So the different level assaults that I actually dictated are not all the same assault command, they're separate assault commands. So again, you can see a team is going up, and the other team will follow up any second now once they've all got into position. Here we go. And finally we're going to go on to the last one. I want to say one more thing with regards to movements before we move on. And it's easier to show you with the quick commands if I do little steps going forwards, and away they go. Now as you see them reaching each point, as you can see here, that's quite neatly done, you can see everyone pauses, waits for everyone to get into position, finishes that leg's move. You can see these two guys before they move on to the next one. Now you can sometimes get a little bit of a pause with the guys getting a bit confused, but it's something to remember. They won't just, each individual soldier won't reach the waypoint and then move on to the next one. They wait for the whole team or squad to get into position before moving on. Okay, the combat panel. Now we've got several commands down here which we want to cover, and I'm afraid one of those we're going to merge with the admin panel as well. But first of all, let's go. So we're going to have these guys just area targeting, and they are going to continue firing, and that's in WeGo and or turn-based if you like, and also real-time until you tell them to stop. Rather nicely, you get the distance that you're firing at. Unfortunately, you don't get the ranges of the weapons. There is a mod who usually puts out a mod which does show the ranges, which is good, which I usually like to install, but you don't get that by default. These other guys here, we're going to say target light, which is just light weapons rather than any heavy. And these guys, well, we're going to look at the target briefly command. And as you can see, it's got a timer. Now if we keep pressing the target briefly, and this occurs in the other games as well, you can see it goes up and up and up and up. Now if you decide, oh, that's too much, just hold your fire, clear target, and you can start again or choose something else. So, but we'll keep that at 15 seconds. And now we'll see what goes on. Now let's just click on these guys again, and you can see the timer's going down from 15 seconds. And it should be when they reach 0, they will stop. And you can see also it's automatically cleared target as well. So you can see these two guys still have their target.
Hold your fire. Hold your fire.
Now the face command just means that say if you have a quick move command, and at the end of the leg, if there's a particular direction you want to point, you just do that, because the troops always at the end of their movement leg will face the direction that they were going. So let's just see this happening. You can see they're repositioning themselves to face in that direction. Now let's look at the target arcs. Now I've split the team into two because I want to show you two different types of target arcs. The ordinary target arc just looks at everything, but the target armoured arc means to primarily shoot at armour that you see. So press the button, and what you do is you click and you create an arc within which they will shoot. Now the problem with doing something like this, because this is useful for say an ambush, any enemy comes up behind and can surprise them, they will turn around and shoot, but you are liable to lose a lot of men. Now I've split the team into two because I've got these two guys and they are going to cover the back door. And how are they going to do this? I'm going to click target arc. Now what I could do is just do that, and if you want to get rid of a target arc, you just do clear target. But no, I want them also to be able to shoot everywhere and anywhere. So I click on target arc, and now I hold the shift key down, and as you can see we have got a circle, and I'm going to keep that there. And it's as simple as that. So I've got the assault team, the armour assault team, set up for an ambush if an enemy unit comes down here, enemy tank or armoured vehicle, and these guys are acting like a security squad. Now, I don't come from a military background, so I don't know if I'm using the terms correctly, but they are going to cover anyone trying to come around the back, any troops trying to assault the team. Now, target smoke is if you've got a weapon that can fire smoke grenades. Now, please feel free to correct me, but that is the way I look at it. But let's go on to the special panel. You can see we've got pop smoke, which we'll deal with in a second. Now, the pause command we've already covered, and it's just simply a matter of going through. As you can see, we can go up to 1 minute 30, then it's got a general pause command, it's off. A hide command, which means these guys will take cover. Useful if you're behind hedges. They won't necessarily, or they won't shoot back at all. It's you've got to be careful with that one. Now, dismount means the guys will just come off the vehicle, but there is a different way that you can dismount as well. If you click on the unit and you just give them a command to move, as long as the vehicle isn't moving. Now let's see how this happens. So the two teams have come off. You can see the other guys are just crawling around outside the vehicle itself, whereas the observer team are running to the position we told them to. If you want to put troops back onto a vehicle, you just click on them, give them the command, and you can see you've got a little downwards arrow, and they'll get on. So let's get these guys in as well. Now, another thing about vehicles is that it can contain additional ammo which your troops can pick up. So let's click on the EXO team, and on special you can see we've got acquire, and here we can pick up rocket launchers, extra ammunition, etc. Can change between different types of vehicles, what you've got available, and as I said earlier, this will affect the fatigue rate of your unit as well. Now, to do it anyway, you just click on the button, and now they've got the ammunition. Another way of dismounting is that can prove to be quite useful. Get the vehicle to move here, and then we want the troops, once the vehicle moves there, to dismount and say move ahead of it, or maybe to one side. See the guys getting out once the vehicle is stopped, and they're now going to run into position that I told them to eventually. Okay, now pop smoke. So get them to face over there, give them pop smoke, and you can see it's now turned purple, 20 meters. These guys will just hit the pop smoke. You can see it's gone slightly over there. And there. Now let's watch. See the guys throwing their smoke grenades? And it takes a few seconds to build up. Obviously that guy, those guys back there, got weak arms. if you're going to use smoke to move to a different position, you can tell, as you can see it's thickening up now, that you can't do it straight away if you want maximum cover. Right, so now we're going to move on to the very last panel, which is admin, which is splitting the teams. And we've sort of seen that already in some of the previous commands, but you can split off an assault team, an anti-tank team, or a scout team. For these troops, you can only split into 2 teams. If we did split teams on some of the World War II titles, you can get several teams appearing, but here, for these particular guys, you only get 2. So let's move them over there, and then we'll move them back here to show you how they merge. So you can see they're obviously moving independently, and when they come back here there will be a slight pause before they rejoin their team. Now you can't take 2 teams from different squads and merge them together. That's the end of this video. I've obviously only covered the basics. Battlefront themselves have done a very good series of videos going into a lot more depth than I've actually shown you here. So thank you very much for watching.